Hey everybody, Charlie Iron 2 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, we finished the case of the speckled band. It asked us if we wanted to save. We hit OK, we saved. Let's go back and see what the next case is. So it looks like the next case, episode 3, is The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Let's move the mouse out of the way. Let's hit the old E key. Nope. That's not going to do it. Maybe the space bar. Yep, that's it. Start playing from the start of this episode. Yes. I guess we can skip. I don't know why you would, unless you just enjoy replaying episodes. But there doesn't seem to be multiple outcomes, at least anything I've seen yet. So, yes, we're going to start from the beginning of this episode. London 5th Avenue. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude.
the beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
So it may be because I haven't played this in a few days, but was that our first animated cutscene with voice acting? I feel like it was, but we're in the third case. So surely it wasn't. I just don't remember another one. I don't know. It was nice. I like that. We need more of that. All right, so now we've made it to London. It's the 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. We're at the British Supreme Court Lord Chief Justice office. Lord Chief Justice. Okay, imagine that's a bigwig. Got some knights in armor here. Maybe that's just suits of armor standing there, but let's see what happens here. What an incredible place. Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. Are we inside of Big Ben? I just noticed the gears and the giant clock face back there. I'm pretty sure the Lord Chief Justice's office is not inside the clock face and inner workings of Big Ben. I feel like I may be wrong on that. I'm not British myself. I've never been to London, if you couldn't tell from my American accent. But I don't think this is how this is laid out. Let's continue on. It's so imposing, it's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. So I'm going to expose what little I remember of world history, and I'm going to assume that Japan was isolationist up until this point in time that we're talking about here. And once they opened their borders, they experienced their own cultural and industrial revolutions of their own, right? And kind of caught up to the rest of the world. They're kind of stuck in the past. Am I correct with that? Let me know in the comments. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. Yeah, there's, clockwork in here. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. Well, no, we had decided that we were going to take the place. Did I not study for 40 days with you? So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. Okay, so we need to take some sort of an exam, or maybe even some sort of board or interview through his offices. I don't think it would be directly for him or her. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Lord Chief Justice? Oh God. You don't look like I expected you to look. You look like a young man with gray hair thrown on you to make you look old. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Really? That's what you decided to say? How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael. Mael Strongheart. I'm going to say Mael, even though it's spelled a little weird. Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Really? You're the Lord Chief Justice? I find that hard to believe. Okay, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. Oh, you like my hype girl. I appreciate that, thanks. It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I am Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. I'm gonna admit, you're kind of freaking me out with, the way you're staring. Ah, yes. Thank you. Oh, and we're just straight into it. Okay, well, converse. Let's talk about London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Well, I mean, we really just got out of the train station, got straight into a carriage, and came straight here. So, from what we've seen, we've been very impressed. Oh, well, help? I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh? We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Oh, he has a cane. Or a staff. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. Like a World's Fair, maybe? It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop, so their own version of World Fair. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Yeah, that was a thing y'all said. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. All right, hey, I'm a law student. Lord Chief Justice? I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Ellipses? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asagi, if my memory serves. Good memory. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. I don't like your crazy eyes, man. Witty now. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. I want to stay in London, yo. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Why would you be so passive? Wouldn't you say, well, in that case, I would like to stand in as the lawyer. I've been studying law this whole time. Not, what if there happened to be someone else? Maybe if possibly that. Like, you're not going to get your way that way. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asagi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. Just tell him straight. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's me. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but no qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I've acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. And you had to look at your pocket watch to figure that out? To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, but you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asagi's journey has only just begun. Coming here on this study tour is all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. So he was timing us, which is a skill that I would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asagi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? So Mr. Asagi must have had some sort of ulterior motive that he had already discussed with this individual here. Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Yes. So he wants us to do whatever that ulterior motive is, or that extra task under the guise of studying law. Okay. Story runs a little deeper. Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Ooh, is it test time now? Ooh, I hope I don't fail. Test. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, you specifically asked for it on this occasion. Well, could I ask what sort of trial it is, Lord Strongheart? Let me guess, murder trial? Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. Of course, what other trial would it be? Last two that we have done have been murders. Let's do this one. even though the last one wasn't technically a trial per se, but more of a fact-finding investigation on board a cruise ship. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. I don't know about that. I've been known to lose a time or two. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. So they're going to murder him. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. I mean, what choice do we have? We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. Doesn't seem right. But you can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer? If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asagi? I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. Yeah, there's some secret squirrel type of like espionage stuff that he was going to get into, right? He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? If we say I won't do it, that ends the game right there, right? Of course we'll do it. All right then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is canceled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to East tomorrow. This conversation is over. No, I said I would do it. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for the offer, and thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but what could I do? It's all right, I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Ms. Susato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. Maybe that was the test. Did we just get Willy Wonka'd? A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand on the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time. Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without the defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. Death is the only way out. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. That's us. And that is you. I'm really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh? Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. He's gone. The Old Bailey. Let's go. From apparently the inside of Big Ben. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Okay, can we move? Oh, we can move. The Old Bailey. London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past, the Old Bailey. This is where I'm to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. Lord Chief Justice's office. The office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grand stone and architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend it an air of authority. I don't think that's how it's laid out. Alright, let's go to the Old Bailey. If we hurry and catch a cab, we may just make it to the courthouse on time. Not in time, on time. Oh, here we are. This looks just like the other one, except for we got the bobbies out here. That's what they're called, right? The silly hats. 18th of February, 9:45 a.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I think my teeth were going to rattle loose. Is that because the cobblestone? Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. A guinea? It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. What's a guinea? I know that's a bird, but is that also slang for, like, money in old-time Great Britain? I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. Is he one of those police officers? So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants is... Wait. Let me retry that sentence. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels like the same building. Maybe just different dressings on it. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. So this is the first time. Are we the defendant again? Because they said the defendant was supposed to be here. It better not be us again. Because this will be the first time where we're actually doing a court case where we're not the defendant. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madame. Sir? Is this the defendant? Oh my goodness! Is that Willy Wonka mixed with the Mad Hatter? What are you doing following me here? Tings are fair desperate, aren't they? Are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yes? Ah, Japan, is it right? Say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. And we're gonna leave it here. Hopefully not everybody we talk to is gonna be some weird stereotype, because I don't want to do the racism thing. We'll keep it going though. But thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.